Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Pits of Motor Chaos with your host, Dave. I got online with me Vice President, Chicago Wise Guys, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
How you doing?
Pretty good. So we're winding down the season to your last event this Saturday. What do you got to say?
Looks like the weather's great. It's the Great Lakes Dragway this Saturday. I think everything starts early, like 2 o'clock or something, but it's supposed to be in the 80s or something and really nice weather, so I think everybody should take advantage of this nice weather this time of year and head to this drag strip this Saturday.
Now, Carlos, were you guys happy with the way your dad's car ran this year?
I personally was not happy because obviously you want to, run the best and you want to do good and lay nice, fast passes out every time, but that didn't really happen this year, but that's just the way it goes sometimes, so we had a lot of breakages this year, so.
Yeah, that you guys were waiting for parts all the time?
Well, we broke the transmission a few times, just small little stuff, some of the tune-up stuff related, we had a new engine, so that was kind of like a curve for me. I'm used to tuning the other big blocks that we had, and this is a Hemi now, and we had a base map to follow, but the map didn't really match what was going on with the engine, and so the engine wasn't happy with the tune-up that was, supposed to work with this engine, so I had to modify it, and I did actually get a handle on it, but that's when stuff started breaking, so if it wasn't one thing, it was another thing, so.
Yeah, no, and then when I just talked to Pete, he was saying he would have liked to ran better too with his car.
Yeah, he's been working quite a bit, you kind of chat about that, and, he's a really busy man for what he does. I can't believe that he can keep up with the group stuff like he does. If he just works 60, 70 hours a week, and then he's doing stuff for the Wise Guys. Only a person like him is, could do something like that, work all the hours, get a car going, and then help, basically run the group at the same time, like all those things, so.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah, he puts the group before himself. I mean, he wants to race his car and do well, but he puts the race, ahead of everything else, the race group. And, there's been, I think, once or twice where he didn't have the car ready and he didn't make the race with his car, but he came to run a group. So that just shows that he's, super committed to the Wise Guy. So, hats off to him,
Yeah, then he was saying when I chatted with him, he probably have Jeff Fleming's brother working with him for next year.
Yeah, Eric's does that kind of full time, and a lot of other people that help, they have, they don't have the time, and he does pretty good with Chris Yannick's car and Dennis Circus, so Eric definitely knows what he's doing, and so does Jeff. So, but Jeff's in Vegas now, of course, but so he did win 2 championships, and I've helped him in the past, but I get busy with my dad's car, and that's what happens. It gets tough. Everybody gets busy. Pete gets busier. He wasn't as busy before, so you need that extra helping hand. So if whoever's able to kind of help and put the time, that's the best thing to do, because you got to keep this car safe. That's the main key with the racing these 6-second cars, safety. So. Most important.
Yeah, he was saying one of his crew is going to be retiring soon, and they probably need a new person.
Yeah, he's. I told him to put it out there. I mean, he's I think a little bit gun shy about, because he kind of needs help, like around where he lives in Justice, Illinois. But it's like he needs somebody that lives in that area that kind of is close to him, that can help him when he's home after work, during the weekdays, to help him get ready for the week, because that's where he kind of struggles at. The racetrack, this seems like there's always kind of helping hand at the racetrack, but he always needs most of the help at in the evenings during the week, and it's tough for him this year because he didn't have that really. He did a lot of work himself. I don't know how he did it, but he did a lot of stuff himself.
Yeah. That he was talking about the banquet happening again this year.
Yeah. tickets. He does a raffle. It's a big deal. Plaques. It's a DJ. I mean, it's another big job that he does every year that gets kind of unnoticed sometimes. So.
Yeah, the next year will be 24th season, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's closing in on 25 pretty soon here shortly. So that's something maybe we can get together and plan something special or something that year and do something a little different, or I don't know. That's something we could talk about and see what he thinks, because usually like for the 20th you get T-shirts. We made special T-shirts, and we did a couple of things and stuff. But the 25th would be nice to really do something nice.
Yeah, that would. So is there any reason why the Great Lakes Dragway is not promoting the Nitro Streetcar Brawl?
No, it's not the track. It's not necessarily that. There's a couple different events going on in the same thing, but the Nitro Streetcar Brawl, and maybe what it is, it's they have a small tire race within the brawl, and maybe that's part of the conflicting, and there's two separate deals in the same day on the Nitro Streetcar Brawl. But the owners, Randy, Marcel, and then also Claire, they do a really good job of having the event every year. I mean, obviously we've been doing it for years, so they're kind of busy and stuff. There's a lot of events there, and like every ball this year has actually been a pretty good show, in the turnout. So.
Yeah, Pete was
the best we can. I mean, us as the groups, I guess we have to try to promote as well, and we can't leave it all on the track. The track, it can only do so much. The groups, there's a lot of groups in the race, that are racing in the event. So a lot of the groups do need to also help promote where we're racing as well. So really, it's not all the track shops to advertise,
Right.
85s on the gases, the door slammers, the index. Actually, the track holds the index racing, but the other groups that we race with at the same time.
Yeah.
They also have that kind of Facebook pages and network, websites. A lot of other groups that they'll be all pitching together as well as us, to let us all know where we're racing and support each other. So that group can have an event.
So how many groups are running this Saturday?
I think, like I said, it's us, Pro E85, the Door Slammers and Gassers, Midwest Nostalgia Pro Stock Association, and then, like I said, the track has their own index, 950 and 860, I believe. So that's kind of the classes, or the groups that are going to be there.
So now, Carlos, you have anything to say about how the guys been running this year in the Wise Guys?
There's been guys that normally run every year that should be getting credit every year, because the guys like Dennis Circus, I mean, he's going for another championship again every year. He's like in the hunt, like he's first or second place. But this year, him and Chris Shannick are going at it for the championship this year. So if anything, Chris is having a really good year, because he's never actually, I don't recall him kind of getting this close. I think he's been third, and he's been top three in the past, but this year he's actually having a really legitimate shot of winning the championship, which is good for him, because he's been working hard, and testing a lot, and he's been doing really good this year. Billy Hoff would have been in the hunt, but he blew his engine the last Labor Day weekend. He was doing really good until then. It's a shame that he blew his engine out like he did and wrecked the car, kind of damaged the car. So everybody's in the top five. Like Redfield, he's always in the top five. Them guys are always in that top five. My dad, actually, surprisingly, we're in fifth right now, which I didn't really pay attention, and we're kind of testing and trying to get things right and trying to make as much race as we can, but we wind up where right now, trying to protect fifth place, or I think we might have a chance to go up to fourth if we do good enough. I'm not sure, but for all in all, having all the problems to be in the top five is not a bad,
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
And I mean, we have a lot of other people. I mean, Lee Smith is really coming along. He's making a lot of races. He's doing really well. You know, he's having some damage here and there, but he's actually been making a lot of races and making a big push. You know, he's making big improvements. You know, so you know I'm kind of proud of how he's doing too. So.
And of course,
I can't. I mean, everybody. I mean, you can't single out everybody. I'm just kind of naming the top 10. Like there are people that are in the top 10 right now because obviously they're doing good this year. But there's a lot of people that have struggled. They're trying and they're making races, and they just can't, lay down the passes they're trying to make, to get the points and everything. But they're just the unfortunate thing when you have breakage or just things ain't right. So. But that doesn't mean that they're not trying. They're trying to do a good job. They're definitely guys that deserve to be acknowledged, even though they didn't show on the points and everything or wins or anything. So.
Yeah, Pete was talking about Orsolini's run.
Yeah, it was good to see them back, Joe and Bob and the crew, David, and hopefully they. Keep everything together. Everything goes well with their new engine and stuff. I know they got to make a better engine. And hopefully next year they're every race. I think they're going to be there this Saturday. I don't know what the list is exactly yet. Pete hasn't, sent it to me, but, hopefully next year they're there every race like they used, like they have in the past before they had some issues with the engine and stuff. So.
Yeah, Pete, all he told me was he has 14 drivers for the weekend.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got an idea, but I don't feel well. I'm not sure exactly because I've been busy myself. We're trying to get the GTO back together. It should be ready by tomorrow. So.
Oh yeah, then of course we had Jerry, the enemy, the Greek, come back this year.
Yeah, he's been out all year and making all the races, and it's pretty good to see him out. Making laps, and some guys seem to be having fun, so it's nice to see them. That's the thing. It's like they're out there, seems like they're having fun, and then laying they're making clean passes every one, which is good. I'm happy for them,
And of course, you got Alex Kusha. He's been pretty much making almost all the events.
Yeah, he's been having a couple little mechanical stuff, but he's been getting it fixed pretty fast, him and his dad, Jimmy. So, they bust their butt too. I know when he's not able to, I think he's unable to make a few races because his family was out of town. And it kind of bummed him. He was there at the races still, and it bummed him, to be there and not have his car out there, so. But he still came out in support of the group, which is cool, Well, he's one hell of a guy.
Yeah, and also Pete was mentioning how Billy Haas, how he sacrificed his car when he had the accident. Instead of going into the other car, he sacrificed his own car.
Yeah, he was racing my dad, matter of fact, so yeah, it was good. And it was cool that, it was good that at the end he was okay, he didn't get hurt. The car could be fixed, the engine could be fixed, so nobody got hurt, which is the main thing, so it's cool. I mean, he's a class act, really is. He's one of the newer Chicago wise guys, but he's already in there, making passes, like they said today. This year he was going for the championship, like a veteran, but he's been with us not as long as other guys, but he's in the mix already. He's last couple of years he's been top 3, top 4 in point. So this year, last year he had really good years. So
yeah, then it was good to see French Fry come back later into the season.
Yeah. Wayne, he's been having pretty good runs. It looks like he's happy, and he's back. He's in the high sevens like he was in the past, and it looks like he's really happy to be there again. So that's good. So a lot of people are getting kind of back at it. They have more issues here and there, but they're bouncing back, which is good to see. Wayne is kind of unique. I mean, I don't like to bring it up, but he's actually kind of handicapped. And for somebody to have the physical kind of limitations that he has, he does pretty good, racing the car. for having a little bit of physical issues. So,
Right.
I mean, a lot of people, that wouldn't be able to kind of do the same thing that he does, race it like he does, and he's kind of another nice story too. He's a good guy. So.
Yeah. Then Pete said next year Brad Berkshire is coming back.
Yeah, I saw him, I think, Labor Day weekend, and same thing. He's out there supporting the group, and he can't wait to get back out too. I mean, the last year he broke a lot of the forelink and he had the issue with the drive shaft breaking, and it broke a lot of the back half of the car out, and it really damaged it really bad. And we're talking, and he basically is rebuilding the chassis and making it even better. So that just kind of shows the determination. He's trying to come back and be back and even better and faster. So that's cool. I mean, he sounded pretty motivated for next year, so that's cool.
And you got Tom Dwyer coming back next year.
Yep, him too. I see him all the time. He don't have the car out, but he's out there supporting. And just about every race I see him, he comes by, wishes us luck. The other guys, I know he's doing a lot of. He has a building that he's building for his like a shop, and it was a big project, and it was hard for him to do some racing this year, so he kind of took this year off. But he's been, a guy like him, he deserves it because he's every other year, other than this year, he's been there. And from what I hear, yeah, he's going to be back next year, so that's good. A lot of cars coming back.
Yeah, then even with Tom Zabanzak, he's been busy working, but he's made some events at least.
Yeah, a lot of guys are just regular guys, and they have to work a lot of hours and work hard to do what they can, to go out and play and to do the stuff to do on the weekend. We have a lot of races, so it's kind of grueling on all the guys and the crew and family because, we know too, because having a repair business and working, being open six days a week and, doing that and then trying to do things at night, it gets really, tiring on the body, and then we have families. So it's hard to balance the time between family and then the racing and work. It's a lot, during the year. So
yeah. So did you have fun at the Pro Mod shootout?
Yeah, we had an issue with one of our struts, which enabled us not to make it because I kind of noticed it last minute, and I tried to make an attempt to get it fixed, but we couldn't get it fixed, so we kind of got Pete's car and with the Bondex. So the weather was kind of iffy, a lot of rain, drizzling and stuff, so it made it hard to kind of have the best event. But the Bondex and Pete actually won the shootout, so that was pretty cool.
So the wise guys won 2-1.
Yeah, because with the restraint, with the weather and stuff, and time and everything, and the track getting cold and stuff, a few things, factors that limited to only so many passes. So that was but we ran enough to kind of get a best out of 3 at least. So that was cool.
Yeah, Freddie was telling me that those guys, the Puerto Rican guys, wanted to have a rematch Sunday, but that never happened though.
Yeah. Well, just like I said, a few little restraints and stuff like that. So it just, this doesn't work out. So,
Oh yeah, now they were talking.
It was kind of an extra race. It wasn't really scheduled. It was not part of the points in the scheduled race before the year. It was kind of done in between races, and actually that weekend and prior, and a lot of people had a lot of breakage. So it's tough really making when there's a back-to-back. A lot of races is really tough on the cars and the drivers and the teams. So it's a lot of work. Especially the Saturday-Sunday deal. Most of our races are one day, but it's a Saturday-Sunday deal. It's a lot of, and then you got to go back Monday and go back to work, and
Yeah.
Really rough.
And speaking of Puerto Rico, I want to send prayers out to the people in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, but they got hit pretty hard. Just like the same thing with Harvey. The guys and the people in Texas, they're just still recovering. It happened a little bit ago, but they're still having. Everybody suffered from a couple of those hurricanes we had, not just that one, but yeah,
Yeah, I guess all the power's out down there, huh?
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing we can do but just stand by and just keep trying to see if we can communicate. There's nothing else we can do. So we got to keep our, I guess, positive and keep our minds tight, keep busy, and keep our minds totally off it. That's the best thing you do. So.
Yeah. Like this Saturday, you just got to concentrate on the wise guys.
Yeah. That's. When you go out and bring the car out, you have to try to get your mind focused on it because there's a lot of horsepower involved and a lot of, trying to be safe. So we're going to have to go over there with a clear head and stuff and be focused.
So now, Carlos, what's going on with you and the Cisco the Kid Camaro?
I'm trying to get it out, but I don't know exactly what I want to do with it. Money and certain things are going to dictate what I try to do with it. So, either way, I just want to get it out. So I don't know what kind of capacity I will or what's going to be in, what engine combination. I'm not decided yet, but I just know that at some point, I want to have it out or try to get it out spring sometime. So it's hard to say and commit to exactly what I'm going to do, with the combination and stuff. Because it all depends on what parts I have and, what's going to work best for me. I like running nitrous, but it's hard to get right now. It's expensive, and the nitrous guys took a hit this year because the plant blew up in Florida last fall, and it still hasn't really recovered. It's a year passing now, so it's a thing. So.
Now, if you bring the car, will you keep the same paint job on it?
Yeah, that's another thing that I'm on a fence to because ideally I was going to try to restore it back to where it used to look and everything, and a lot of people do as well. But a lot of people, like it the way it is. So it's like one of those big decisions. Like, man, I want to restore it, but then everybody's like, it's like a 50-50, And I'm on the fence, and it puts me on the fence. So I'm like, man, I can't decide. Like, and I have to do some thinking. I guess I don't know. I leave it the way it is, I don't have to paint it. And just race it the way it is, of course, So if I change the paint scheme or try to get it original, then I'm gonna have to, get it painted. So it's a lot of it, like I said, has to do with funding,
Exactly.
If it cleans up the way it is, and I don't have the finance to make it like it was, and I'm just be happy to have it out. I can't complain. We just had a child 3 months ago, a son, and my daughter's 2 now, so we have little ones at home. So, I'll be lucky to be racing this coming up year. So,
yeah, how's the little guy doing?
He's good. Couldn't ask for anything better. He's healthy. Just to get him checked out. He's growing like normal, probably even bigger, but that's good.
Yeah.
And be any happy, there's a lot of people have problems with, and we're just blessed to have 2 healthy children, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you got another son, too. You got the beautiful German Shepherd.
Yeah, he's the biggest baby out of them here. The German Shepherd, he's going to be 4 this December, but he still looks like a little baby. Little dog. Like a part of the family, so.
Yeah, they become part of the family after you go through the years.
Yeah, I take him to the shop every morning. He comes home. He's always with me, pretty much. Take him to the track, here and there, when I can. So. So.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. The Green Brothers came back this year too.
Yeah, they were now for a few. They were, I think, Cordova. They had some issues though because there was electrical fire they had, and so it was good. I could have got scary, but it was pretty good that nothing happened. Like to Josh. So I think some of these fires or some electrical, it can be any kind of fire. It's a little scary. So that's why all the safety stuff's there. So it's pretty. That's why you need all your gear. Suit, chassis has to be certified. Everything's everything's got to be updated. That's for a reason. So.
So how
But
many?
yeah, it was nice to see them out. I mean, when they were out, they raced some really good numbers. Some low sixes, I think 6.0s. Josh went and Jonathan ran pretty low sixes as well. I think 6.30, 6.20s. You know, maybe faster. I'm not sure, but when they were out.
Yeah, I know we saw them Memorial Day weekend at Great Lakes Dragway on the Saturday. They were running pretty good.
Mhm. They always do. They're professional and they work hard too. So.
Then I know they went up to the World Series. They were running up at the World Series at Cordova.
Yeah. They kind of, in the limited schedule, they run what they can as far as dates, and, you know, they're really busy working during the year, too, even not just the winter, but during the summer, too. They got a lot of contracts and do a lot of working. So.
You think the Wise Guys ever run at the World Series?
It's been in discussion, but a lot of it is to do with the schedule. Because that's when we get Labor Day, and then we have a race. You know, we have races in between, so it's possible. I'm not saying it won't happen, but that's something that Pete and the track has to, when at the end of the year, when the plans or the schedule starts, planning for next year, I guess that's when we'll find out, or what, figure out if that's going to happen or not. So that'll be something that Pete will find out.
Yeah. Yeah, Pete was saying there's going to be a lot of changes for next year, but people find out during the winter time. He'll be making announcements and stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's just to make things, make a little adjustments if there's something that comes up, or just to make things run a little bit smoother. So that it could be small little stuff and necessarily mean major stuff like this, just stuff to help out. The races and stuff, most of it is just to keep it, everything fair with the points and the races, to make it competitive. So that's what mainly is, usually.
Yeah.
Keep a level playing field,
Yeah. So for the people that are coming out this Saturday, what's first round probably about 3:30 maybe?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the tentative time is. If everybody's coming out, I would just recommend they come early, because a lot of times the guys will make, a couple test hits, a few hours earlier before the first round of qualifying. So it's always good to catch that extra, passes, for them. If you're gonna make the trip, I mean, you might as well, come and see more action, from the testing to qualifying to elimination. So. And being that this is the last race, I mean, this is probably one of the best races to come to. So, definitely see some action. So.
Yeah, the Wise Guys, all they do is get faster and faster.
Yeah, it's kind of a disease, Everybody, nobody kind of wants to be the left in the pack, the lower, but there winds up, I guess it's the competitiveness, I guess you can't ever explain any other way, but everybody wants to compete. Everybody wants to go faster. Nobody wants to go slower. That's why we run. There's no dial-in or index or nothing that's wrong with your run. It's, there's no rule against going too fast, so that's what happens. You got the guys that, the racers that want to go, they want to step it up. It's in everybody's nature, so.
Yeah, Pete was saying, he's like, I'll be back next year, or I'll put the car up for sale. I'm like, you'll be back. He said, and he's like, yeah, I know, it's an addiction. Yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah, he says it every year, just about. He's been saying it since he bought the car. I think that's the right car. It's hilarious. Well, that's one of those things, I guess you never know, because you never know if he's going to be serious one year, and, you got to, I guess, stick around and find out, pay attention, so you never know. Who's coming back, who's going, or taking a break, so just...
So you personally, you going for anybody out of the two, out of Firkus and Chinook?
I think when two guys are both doing well like they are, it's hard to you know, I mean, you have to just let them decide it, you know. It's one of those things that you have to just sit back and watch and see who steps it up or who, you know, who has their day. You know, there's no favoritism, you know. Both of them deserve to win. So it comes down to who is best on Saturday. So that's cool. I mean, you can't script it any better when it's like that. I mean, we usually have that every year, which is cool. And that just shows how tight it is. There's nobody running away from it every year. It's always usually tight, though. First, 4 spots, you know. The top 5, it's usually pretty tight. These guys are moving up from 4 to 2, you know, moving up spots. The guys get bumped last race, you know, because that's how tight the points are, which is cool. You don't see that a lot of heads-up stuff around in Chicago here. Just I mean, we make. That's the good thing about the Chicago Lions, guys. It's always competitive.
That indeed, my friend. That indeed.
Yeah.
So, what are you looking forward to mostly for next season?
I'm looking forward to seeing everybody that hasn't been out and come back out because we missed them guys. They've been out, you know, like hanging out, but you want to see them out with their car. So, just to make the group that much better. I mean, it is good already, but it's not, you know, when you have everybody out there, then you're at full strength. I mean, you got all your family out there. So that's, when they're not there, I mean, it's like you're missing family, you know, like guys are not there. So, and to have everybody out, like next year, the ones that Pete was talking about, that'd be great. That'd be like, you know, a cool thing. So, I mean, that's kind of what I'm mostly looking forward to next year is just seeing a lot of guys back and the same people back as well, you know, that come out every year. There was out this year, basically.
Right.
I hope Billy Hulk is ready to come out first thing next year. It'd be awesome to see him back out first race. You know, if he can get everything fixed and rebuilt, you know, that'd be awesome. You know.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question, because I'm sure you got many of them, but what's your fondest memory of the Chicago Wise guys?
Fondest? Yeah, that's a good question because I don't know if I can answer that. You know, I don't know. I've had so many, but the thing is probably that the most, I guess, proud or not fondest would be, I don't know, I mean, when Pete started, you know, I don't know. When Pete decided that he wanted me to help him out, I guess. He wanted me, if something ever to happen to him, or he decided to, you know, retire, which he's not at this point, but when he asked me, you know, and he talked to me about being vice president, that's probably one of the finest memories I can say with the Wise guys, because that's the biggest thing for me, I guess, you know. So, it doesn't happen every day that, you know, he's been doing a long time, and that means a lot, I guess. So, but there's so many other, like, cool things, but that's probably the most that sticks out, I guess.
So how many years you been VP now?
Got to be over 20 years at least. I think out of high school. So, something like that, yeah.
So for coordinator now, who's the second coordinator, Ken?
Well, Ken was doing it for most of this year, and my wife and Stephanie were doing it, but my wife is coming back. She'll be there this Saturday, so Haley's going to be there, so.
How'd Ken do as coordinator? Pretty good?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, he was working on the car, and for being that he didn't do it previously at all, I mean, it's a big job to do. It's not as easy as it looks. I mean, everybody sees, you know, doing the boards and bearings, but some of that stuff is, I mean, you guys got to be, you know, ready for the rounds, and if somebody breaks or something, I mean, that stuff has to stay on top of whoever's coordinating, so a lot of the stuff doesn't get seen in between the, you know, the race, you know, in between the scenes, you know, they don't see how much back and forth there is. and, communicate with the track, the racers. I mean, if there's 16 cars, 14 cars, you got to go back and forth with that many races with Pete, the track. And every round, you pretty much, if somebody breaks, you have to go find out. Because, they're having issues and they're able to come to them. They have to go to the racers, basically, to check in every round. Before qualifying, every qualifier, the final four, somebody made it in, somebody's on standby because if somebody's having a mechanical issue and they can't make the final four, then the next person up, gets be the alternate, so they have to be aware. So there's a lot of things that are involved that they'll get notice as coordinators. So
yeah. I've done
it myself, like in the past, to fill in and stuff, because if we didn't have help, whatever, I've helped, Pete started, and I've helped him, and I've done it a few times by myself, and it's a lot of work, a lot of work to do that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The more important role is having the car. Every car is it's different because you're investing in the car, more financially and racing it and working on it. But there's a lot of work going into coordinating too, and that's part of like what Pete does as well. So Pete's, he's basically involved in all the rounds and everything too. As I said, he's like a machine. He races his car. He wants to know who's running who, or wants to know who's all on the list exactly, or somebody broke, or if he wants to know, he's like on it. So
yeah, I'm sure that becomes.
He sells merchandise. This is what a lot of people understand that. Some people might be upset because if he doesn't want to go buy a T-shirt, and it breaks his heart that he's got to go make a pass at his car, and guys are trying to buy T-shirts, and Pete's over there, trying to do the best he can to sell T-shirts at the same time, or hats, and he's doing so many things that, I don't, and Pete's not going to measure himself because he's not going to talk himself up, but Pete actually, I just, like I said, he's like a machine. I just can't believe the stuff he does. He deserves a lot of credit. Pete, that's why he's the boss, and that's why it's 20-something years, going on 25 years, that it stayed together. Because he's the guy that he's the main guy who's done it, So I just, had to add that, because I know he's only going to say so much, but I have to give him a lot of applause, and a lot of credit. So he's like a second dad to me. He's like a big mentor, I learned a lot of stuff from him, of what to do, what not to do. So he's a mentor on top of it. So
yeah, I'm sure he's got to be pretty stressed out at times.
Yeah, everybody's human. I mean, nobody can stay happy 24/7 or happy 100% of the time, because you're going to get, overwhelmed and stuff, and it's tough. Because there's times that he gets overwhelmed and it's hard, but everybody's human, and he is too. That's the thing. He's human, and so is everybody else. So, but he does handle it pretty well, though, professionally and very well. So.
Yeah, and he's got a great group of drivers and a great crew and everything. You get Wise Guys runs perfectly.
Great. I mean, I can't speak to one enough about everybody. Like I said, I named some names, and I might not have named names, but everybody are part of is associated or part of the group and crew. They're all important, and they're all, just awesome. I can't see nothing bad or anything about anybody. Everybody's cool,
Yeah, it's just one big familia.
That's right. Yep, it's always going to stay that way as long as things the way they are, every year. They continue, so.
Yep. Well, Carlos, I want to thank you for the chat time. You got any final words for everybody?
I just want to thank everybody that came out for the Chicago Wise Guys on their behalf, all year, that did make the races or did support, if they weren't able to make out, but just to be supportive of the group, and the races, crew, the track, the Great Lakes Dragway, Byron Dragway, Cordova Dragway International, and that's it. I mean, just like I said, personally, we've had ups and downs, but with all this, like you're talking about the hurricanes and everything and damage, and things could be worse. Like we've had breakage with car stuff, with the race car, but things could have been better, but things could be worse. So.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yep, and I appreciate, everything, you supporting the Wise guys, you got you and Tanya. So, you guys keep it up. We appreciate it.
No problem, Carlos.
All right?
Yep, you have a great night, Carlos.
Okay, I'll see you soon, man.
Okay, bye.